Made next. Thank you for watching. What's for James? Yes, the money is small. With due respect to Yahaya's age, his management is doing it intentionally not to expose him to big money matches at this age. Ibrahim, it is race to 11. Awasa James, thank you for watching as well. Teacher Washi is asking when the game for Ibra is. You are perhaps referring to SSEJJEMBA. The tentative program for tomorrow is a money match between, that is a team game between the Ugandans and Team MCHANA, the Kenyans. That is for $1,500. That is tentative program for tomorrow, and thereafter part 4 of Ibra versus Ishmael. That is on the tentative. When it is confirmed, you will see posters flying all over the internet. Ringo Pool Arena. You're asking if Yahaya has ever won the Kenyans. He won the first match, I think it was, I'm forgetting the player who it was, but won the first match, lost the next 2. This one is the 3rd. Homo Zabias, you think this one will be an easy win for Yahaya? Well, let's see where it will go. But at least he could be taking a 3 frames to 1 lead. He told me as he was having a meal before the match was started that it is a victory he really wants, and said that if he doesn't win today, he will not want to play again. He was so furious with himself yesterday. He thought he missed a lot of chances which would have won him some good number of frames to win the match against KELVIN YEGON. That was played for $30,000. 30,000 Kenya shillings, sorry. Dollars. KELVIN is a renowned player. He's the one that was lined up to have a money match against Ibra. And when MCHANA lines you up against Ibra, you know they have trust in you. And the likes of Ivan Skiprotich also want action against Yahaya together with Patrick Mwangi. Those that have expressed interest. But the player they want to face is on the verge of winning a 3rd. The role of the cue ball right against the yellow has to move the cue ball towards the top end of the table, but Yahaya has to be careful not to get snookered behind one of the reds. The commentator's curse hits the young man. Yahaya is snookered. Likely he'll want to find black off the left cushion. He's going for a math shot. He wants to put cue ball around red to find black. He finds black. He almost did something of a magic shot. At least he doesn't foul. But a big chance for Lusaka to take the frame away. It is the skill on show. Oops, Ken came close to putting the cue ball as well, but she'll be seeing this one off. Maybe the red, which is near the center pocket on the right, could give him a little bit of trouble, and nonetheless it is finishable. How will the cue ball be? This looks poor. While he has putted, the cue ball has been moved relatively poor by Ken. And he really shouldn't be allowing Yahaya to take a 3 frames to 1 lead. The young man is visibly just a little more skillful than Ken. He must either pot or play a shot where he doesn't give to the cue ball away. He wants to cut red to the corner pocket bottom right. Very good recovery in the end of the day from Ken, but seems not so happy with the position of the cue ball. Of course, rightly not happy because yes, it is frozen against the bottom cushion. He needs a shot equally big. Here he is, as though he may want to bank, goes for the bank, plays the cue ball into the side pocket, which is a foul. In the end of the day, Yahaya will probably be getting what belonged to him in the first place. As for a free shot, he's nominating to have the cue ball slide off Ken's yellow, move the cue ball towards the bottom end of the table on the right, because he wants to put black to the corner pocket, bottom left, just like that. The rest is a formality. With now 4 frames played, it's Yahya 3 and Ken 1. Jamlock Sports Bar, our venue. A match between Yahaya and Ken. The event. 3 frames to 1. The score. Racing to 11 for 20,000 Kenya shillings. With Ken now playing the reds and closing the table. He's, from the look of things, an offensive player. He's not having a very good start. Besides, of course, the very first frame of the match that he won. In the following 2, there was one that he lost with a little bit of cheekishness. You can see he's a little bit suspect in his pattern. He gets to play a ball which needs a little too sophisticated cue ball manipulation and fails to pot. The young man responds by potting with a bank. Another yellow, portable to the same side pocket on the right. He may have to move the cue ball towards the top right end of the table into another yellow. It was just unfortunate, even after playing the yellow into space. It's positioned right behind the black. Its movement to either of the corner pockets, top left or right, is blocked by the black. Now wants to play it perhaps into the side pocket on the right, maybe. Oh, he goes for safety. I'm not so certain it is safe enough. In the end of the day, perhaps he wanted to ensure that Ken doesn't pot, at least with any kind of ease, leaving the cue ball as thin as possible for Ken. David Njani progressing to the 3rd round in the preliminaries. As Ken fouls, as yet another chance presents itself for Yahya to win yet another frame. And that mistake by Ken could be punished by Yahya, who in terms of playing style today seems a little more serious than he normally is. He's very wary of making unforced errors. He's very careful, more than he has ever since his advent into Kenya, which is the first time in his life that he's stepping out of Ugandan soil. And yes, courtesy of his manager, who is as well his namesake, also called Yahya, a businessman in Kampala, who is watching from somewhere in Katwe. As Yahya misses, Ken gets another chance to win a second frame out of 6. Perhaps out of 5. There he gets to pot a ball. He was so bent on just potting, ensuring that he potted. The cue ball is frozen right against the cushion, and yet he must perhaps pot a ball as we speak. Maybe the red that is bottomwards of the 3. Maybe try and put it with a cut to the side pocket on the left. Maybe bank it to the side pocket on the right. And it's what he wants to play. Wants to put to the side pocket on the right with a bank. Again, a miss. Again, a chance for Yahya. Here he comes. Highly likely, the young Ugandan is winning a 4th. Frame number 5 goes the way of the Ugandan, just like 3 of the last 4. It is Kenneth Lusaka 1 and Yahaya Mpindi 4. Just in case you're only now joining the stream, dear viewers, it is a money match with not so much at stake for just 20,000 Kenya shillings, which is a little under 200 US dollars. The race is 11 between the Ugandan young man Yahaya donning white and Kenya's Kenneth Lusaka donning all black. With 6 frames having been played, the Ugandan leads by 4 frames to 2 and looks to be set to win what will be a 5th, to try and win his 2nd match of the 4 he is playing ever since his step of a foot into Kenyan soil, which is now in its 7th day. Now the two are taking advantage of the fact that there are no money matches between the bigger boys today to perhaps take the limelight away, to have their shine, also to display their skill to the African fan base that is ever growing, as much as the frames being won by Yahaya in number could be ever growing, as he could be winning one now, as long as he doesn't get himself snookered. He pots. Cue ball for the black couldn't have been played any better. The increase of the lead is in order, as one of the best frames finished by Yahaya is now done. It is Yahaya 5 and Ken Lusaka 2. Arafa Skip Korea, you say you have an observation that for Kenyans, spotting is not an issue, but cue ball management is. Well, the Kenyan game is growing. 7 years ago to 10, it wasn't anywhere close to where it is today. But there are lots of Kenyan players that are coming up. If you watch the money match between YEGON and Yahaya yesterday, it is a good testament. YEGON is one of those young Kenyan players, but he's real good. He's very calm. He has very good pattern. His cue ball manipulation and game reading are all very good. He's just growing with the game as time goes on. And other players, Evan Skiprotich, and then the likes of Brian Kiptalam, who is not Nairobi based. We are not getting a chance to see him in this tour. The likes of Patrick Mwangi and so many others. And in fact, yesterday, for the very first time, a Kenyan beat a top Ugandan player in a long race. That was Dog City being defeated by the veteran Henry Mwangi, relatively convincingly by 21 frames to 16 at MCHANA pub. What can Yahya do here? There is some space between yellow and cushion. He is not on target. And the chance goes back again to Lusaka. King Norris, thank you for watching. You're asking who won between Hazard and Ginte yesterday. I don't know Hazard playing against Ginte yesterday. What I know is they played earlier to the end of last week and Hazard won. Yahya 5. A race to 11 for 20,000 Kenya shillings. The little problem for Lusaka, you get a feeling, are the 2 yellows that have a red in between them near the corner pocket bottom right. Most especially the one that is the leftward of the 2. The other yellows portable with relative ease. And it's just 3 of them they are on the table. The tempting shot, in my opinion, is pot yellow, close to the cue ball, to the corner pocket, bottom left, and play the cue ball into the yellow that is touching the red near the corresponding corner pocket. He goes for connection, yellow into yellow, and pots. That will be okay. Still has an issue of the yellow that is just behind the red. That is the reason why he's playing not to pot, and rightly so. You get a feeling that Yahaya will be playing defense at some point in this frame. For now, he nominates support. Moving the cue ball towards the top end of the table is clear sign that he wants to play snooker, play defense, have a little slide of the cue ball off the red and hide it behind the red. Just like that, it is a total snooker. And Ken looking for angle off the jaw. It was always going to be very difficult. Now it is advantage Yahaya to come within half of the number of frames he needs to win to take it home. And as for a choice of the free shot, he puts Ken's red, the one that was occupying the corner pocket. Now he has every right to go for the frame and go for it now. He's starting to enjoy the match, also starting to enjoy the tour. Even the look on his face is of someone that knows that they are probably heading for victory, but it's not yet done. It is only him on 5 and needing to win 6 more. Clearly this could be one of the 6. As he pots, he will want to put the remaining 2 reds on the table to the corresponding corner pockets, top left and top right. They are black to the side pocket, and the victory, at least of the frame, will be sealed. With backspin, the cue ball moves rightwards off to cushions. The rest is a formality. Too much skill for a player this young as he wins frame number 8. It is Yahaya 6 and Ken KUSAKA 2. There has been a scratch in frame number 9. For now, clearly, if Ken doesn't win this frame, he will have little business trying to win this match. There is expectation of a money match, a team game tomorrow between the Kenyans and the team from their western border, and then a money match between Ishmael and Ibra, but all that is still pending confirmation. Today, Ishmael decided to take a break. While he is the diehard, at the end of the day, he's just a human being. Those long races can mean to be draining. By the time someone completes a race to 21, actually, they may have walked at least, and I'm saying at least 3 kilometers. Those little footsteps around the table as they play for 6 hours. If you put that distance on the road, it is a lot of walking distance and can be really, really draining. Now, Ken has trained himself again, has not finished the frame. Ariho is having a little bit of suspect position of the cue ball. That was wrong. He had a safer shot to play. The red that he has not played first, he had the cue ball where he could put it to the corner pocket at the bottom right. In what was the safer shot of the two, he nominated to go for a shot more difficult, and he's getting himself snookered and is guilty as charged. While he finds the red, he's granting KUSAKA chance to play, chance to win the frame, chance to win a third. Kelvin Kiprotich, asking how the game between Kasozi and Jackson ended. I cannot pretend to be a spokesman of an event where I even wasn't. But the media man, Samson Kibuga, did post that it was 20 frames to 19 with Jackson leading, and then the chaos of the fans led to the end of the match. I don't even know what happened to the money. That is all I know. I don't know if there was a winner. It's just that Ken KUSAKA will clearly be winning a third here before the 10th. Black to the side pocket on the left will give him his third out of 9. Has to be careful for the fact that cue ball is frozen against the cushion. This one will be confidence boosting if he wins, and yes, he does. It is Kenneth now 3 and Yahya 6. It is once again 6 frames to 3. This one is the 10th. And it is coming us close. It is bringing us close to halfway through the match. But already, the Ugandan is to gain more experience and composure, which is the major reason for him being added to the traveling squad of the Ugandans anyway. Yahaya will be putting red to the side pocket on the right and Q in the left. Cue ball is natural for black to the corner pocket top right of the screen. This time round, responding to a clearance by Ken for Yahaya with another clearance himself with an apple and wins the frame. It is Yahaya now 7 and Ken Lusaka 3. The Ugandan is enjoying himself. It is clear, not just in the way he plays, but also his body language after taking the lead. After also a few unforced errors from his opponent, where frames Yahaya could have been losing earlier on in the match turned into frames that he won. That normally instills confidence, but he shouldn't be arrogant. He has to be reminded that the race is not done. Sometimes misses like that can be a little too unacceptable. And Yahya now remembers to flip the scoreboard in his favor. He needs to win 4. He's starting to see light at the end of the tunnel. Ken needs to win the whole of 8 out of 11 frames, including this. Brian Kogatia saying that I said yesterday Ibra was have a game today at MCHANA. Yes, he has been open to having a game, but Ishmael requested that he can have a rest today and then resume with the Ugandans tomorrow. I just have a feeling Ishmael, although he said he doesn't need backup, he needs backup because it is him on himself. That is why there has been no action today. He's only a human being. Fatigue has set in. Ken will be having the red close to the black as the problem ball of the 4 left on the table. If he finds a solution for that one, the black is there for the taking. The red that is now in between the 2 can be ported to the center pocket on the right, as we await to see what he will have as a solution for the red close to black. And apologies for the typing error in the caption. It is Ken Lusaka, not KUSAKA. I actually thought for a long time that he's Zambian because, of course, he's called Lusaka. I don't think he missed that one. He perhaps played with intention to pot, maybe, to have the black in between two reds, hoping that should Yahaya find a way to finish the frame, he finds it difficult to pot the black. Yahaya responds by potting and with big top spin, but the cue ball is so close to one of his yellows. It could even be touching. The players seem to be in consonance that white is touching yellow. Yahaya can only play off yellow. You get a feeling he will play off yellow, then hide the cue ball in between the yellows, just like that. Ken may have sight of one of the reds. I don't think it is sight enough to do something tangible. Yahaya will inspect, and the players now agree that Ken is snookered. He can play off the cushion. This will be a situation that favors him, but somehow he has been a little too careless. He's played with a lot of energy. Just play off the cushion with minimal power balance. He stood a very good chance of even snookering his opponent. Now, as I speak, the frame is poised as well in favor of Yahaya. Who will want to put those two yellows, that is both of them, to the same side pocket on the left. He got lucky. On another day, that cue ball could have gotten sunk to the side pocket on the right. But now that doesn't matter. And to compound Ken's misery, Yahaya plays the cue ball a little into the red that was close to black, to create an opening for the black as well to be potted to the side pocket on the right. Once Yahaya finishes off the yellows, and the remaining yellow will be potted with backspin. A little backspin moves the cue ball close to the black. The rest is a formality. And now, with 11 frames played, it is Ken Lusaka 4 and Ken Lusaka 3 and Yahaya 8. Moses Carlos. Yes, there was advertisement that Dog City and VP will be rematching tonight, but then MCHANA Pool Club announced that match, the rematch between Dog City and Patrick Mwangi, shall be played instead on Friday. Tomorrow, you shall have a poster or two about action happening. In the meantime, we have our first timeout of the match. It is 8 for Yahaya and 3 for Ken in a race to 11.
Mimi na handle nyinyi mko job. What do you want to drink? Any Red Bull, what do you want to drink? XP, we manage. Inaitwa Del Monte. One day when you go to Uganda, remember there's somebody called Emba. If you have a problem in terms of flight, I cannot pay for you all your flight. I can send you something. Yeah. They don't have Apple. You have to
Nine frames to 4, a maximum of 8 frames left, of which Yahya now needs to win just 2, while Ken needs 7 or else succumb to the loss of 20,000 Kenya shillings. And in the meantime, there has been void breaking by Ken. He will get to break the same frame again. So this is all the action that I'm promising today. Then tomorrow we shall see bigger boys taking on each other in the team and the singles event. The MCHANA team versus the Ugandans will be coming at about 5 p.m. from MCHANA Pub and Grill, and thereafter, pending confirmation, the rematch of action between Ibra and Ishmael for $2,000 or more. There is the break of frame number 14 by Ken, who was so careless how he lost the previous frame. The same carelessness that saw him lose a few other frames earlier in the match. He, however, the same round gets to close the table. Ken playing red, his body language of someone that wants to go for the frame, and go for it now. There's only one match so far. We are at Jamlock Sports Bar near Machakos in Kenya, just alongside Mombasa Road. It's perhaps the main highway of East Africa from Mombasa, and then it moves all across Kenya, and then it moves all across Uganda, and then moves, I think, all across Congo. It is that big. Ken, for the very first time in the match, is getting to win a frame by break and finish. I am just hoping so, because now with the two reds on the table, one portable to the side pocket on the left, as long as he maintains power balance, which is the most important thing, he does so, and does even better than I would have imagined. The only problem he'll be having is that cue ball is a little so close to Yahaya's yellow. It does affect his bridge. That's why you see he's raising the cue ball so high. Back to pots, and we'll be potting as well the black to the corner pocket at the top right to record his first apple of the match. Ken versus the black for a fifth by break and finish. Live on break and finish is now KUSAKA 5 and Yahaya 9. Okay, we all are aware that he is a young talent, but for the finish of frame number 15, Yahaya has been a little too exceptional. The situation at hand for Ken is that he must win 6 frames in a row or else succumb to the loss of 20,000 Kenya shillings. Yahaya 10 and Ken 5. And the break is Ken's. He needs to break well. He may opt to break negative. The ish break is going for the second ball, hitting the red, hits them hard, but hits them. At the end of the day, he got to pot a ball, a yellow ball. It was leaving an open table. You get a feeling Ken will be going for the yellows. Maybe trying to close the table with the yellow that is close to the cue ball, put table to the corner pocket top right. If he can play the cue ball into the yellow that is in between 2 reds at the right of the table. He pots black instead in a shot that has been a brief summary of what Ken's match has been throughout. In the end of the day, despite he lost the match with a little bit of misfortune, he was a distant second best in the match, where he has been outthought, outplayed, and well beaten by the Ugandan youngster. Final score, Yahaya 11 and Ken 5.
I want to know the name of this whole thing. This whole thing. I want to know the name.
In the heart of the city where the lights shine bright, legends rise when the table calls a fight. Sharpshooters and gun that take the post with a stroke like thunder. Fear the ghost from the
the day, despite he lost the match with a little bit of misfortune.